from Sufi vibes. Hope you will be very happy and well and pursuing your schedules of reading, writing, and listening, watching, whatsoever you are doing. So, today I would like to present a brief presentation on the abstract of Sur Leela An. As we have gone through the entire Sur, and the Sur offers many things and many points about human life and characterization of three characters of Chanesar, Leela, and Kol. However, the main character is Leela. That's why Shah Latif has tagged it as Sur Leela, not Sur Chanesar, not Sur Kol, but Sur Leela. It is one of the most psychologically profound and philosophically rich source of Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai. On the surface, it narrates a story of romance of Leela with Chanesar, who was her husband. However, at deeper level, Shah transforms the story into a meditation on love, desire, greed, ego, loyalty, moral error, separation, repentance, humanity, forgiveness, and spiritual realization. The story of Leela Chanesar is a simple story, a story of a husband and wife. Leela was the beloved queen of Chanesar, the ruler of kingdom of Lihor. She loves him deeply, and Chanesar loves her. In other women, that was Kauru by name, and Kauru means virgin, unmarried, desires Chanesar, knowing that Leela is attracted to the beautiful and precious ornaments. Kauru uses a magnificent harp or a jewel necklace to tempt her. Leela becomes fascinated by that necklace and accepts a bargain through which she effectively gives Kauru access to the Chanesar for a night. When Chanesar learns what has happened, he becomes deeply offended and separates himself from Leela. Only after losing Chanesar does Leela realize the enormity of her mistake. Thus, the narrative develops through desire, temptation, wrong choice, separation, remorse, self-knowledge, humility, repentance, and then hope. The psychological movement is the heart of the Sur. Major themes of Sur Leela are love versus material desire. It is the first theme. Leela exchanges something of lasting value for something temporary. That was love with Chanesar or commitment with the Chanesar. Then appearance versus reality. Then ego and pride, human error, remorse and self-awareness, humility. सभई सुहागणियों सभिनी गिची हार पसण कारण पिरियं जे सस ऐं कन सिंगार ढोल तनी जी ढार हेठायूं हलन सभई सुहागणियों सभिनी गिची हस पसण कारण पिरियं जे वॾा कयाऊं वस ढोल तनी जे घस हेठायूं हलन forgiveness, spiritual longing. Then the main thing is necklace as a symbol of material things, symbol of glitter, and symbol of attraction. Most important thing in the Sur. At the literal level, it is an ornament, just ornament. At the philosophical level, it represents material desire, worldly attraction, greed, status, temptation, attachment, and illusion. The tragedy is not that Leela possesses a necklace. The tragedy is that she gives the necklace a greater value than the relationship with Chanesa. That was her mistake. Thus she asks a universal question: why does human beings sometimes sacrifice permanent values for temporary pleasures? Man that the necklace and desire मणियों विधा मच में हाई हणा हार सो भी सुख सैयद मणियों विज विज मच में हाई हणी हार सो भी सुख सैयद चे करे को करार राजा रीसाणो घणो सिटाणो सरदार चोॾिस चनेसर जाम जो ॾेहां ॾे ॾहकार ठाकुर अखियुनि ठार मणीअ ते थी मटीअ. You cast the devil into the fire. You may cast the devil into the fire, and the necklace become your undoing. Why, O fortunate one, do you disturb your own peace? The king is deeply proud, a formidable lord. The fame of Chanesar is spreads in every direction from land to land. He is a lord who delights and cools the eyes, yet for a mere jewel you have turned away from him. So Leela's mistake is therefore a mistake of valuation. To give more value to the necklace than the Chanesar. Chanesar has the greater value. Chanesar cho rang birango lok biyo. Paise chinyo sang to vanyo har hath vijay. Chanesar is fourfold in the excellence. Chanesar is diversified, and the other people are twofold characteristics. And why you are breaking the relationship with him and you are going to touch the necklace. The contrast between Chanesar and the necklace is central. Can an object ever be more valuable than the relationship that gives life meaning? The jewel and delusion. मणीअ ते मोह जी मूड़ी कई मरक चई चनेसर जाम से विधो तो फर्क वरी वियो वरक आई ॾह ॾुहार. So when you were attracted on the jewel, it tempted you, and the leaf was over, and you became cursed by separation. The necklace becomes chain of sorrow for Leela. तो जो बायो हार सुसूरन जो सगड़ो. The necklace you have thought that is a beautiful thing. However, it is the thread of the pains and pangs. Love versus external adornment. नकी हो बान में नकी गर होयोम न मुंह सबंध न सुरमू न सिंगार कयोम तेला कांद संदोम रुखो ही रियगड़े. So Leela now recognized that genuine love did not require external decoration. Love does not become valuable because of ornamentation. Rather, ornament become valuable only when it serves love. This is the critique of appearance-based value. Abundance of ornaments or absence of beloved. सोना कुर कनन में गिच्ची गाड़ा हार बाहुन में सींध सणबा वार तेला पिए पचार कांद मुंजी छड़ी. I was very much ornamented, and I was also put off beautiful costumes, and you have left me in that situation. This creates one of the strongest paradox in the soul. More possessions but less happiness. Leela has ornaments, but she has lost the person she loves. Shah therefore anticipates a modern psychological insight. that external abundance cannot compensate for internal loss. Leela's self realization हुए त घणो होशियार कलब हुई कांद जी हुए त घणो होशियार कलब हुई कांद जी तो भायो मोचारी थिया गिची पाए हार कांद कूड़ीअ जो न वणे सै भते सिंगार वे मलय विंजार दिलियूं परखे दासड़ो दिलियूं परखे दासड़ो is the take to the character of Chanesar. And this bit Shah says that you thought yourself very clever and you were aware of the husband too. And you have thought that by putting on necklace you will be more beautiful. However, uh, the husband or beloved or Kand does not like to be a liar as his partner, and he knows everything, even of your thoughts, because he examines the hearts. This is critic of self-confidence without self-knowledge. Leela believed she was clever, but her cleverness laid a disastrous decision. Shah distinguished between true wisdom. True wisdom is understanding reality, relationship, and consequences. Cleverness using intelligence to obtain immediate desires. Leela possesses the second but lacks the first. Borrowed status and identity. वडेरी हुयास चने सर जे राज में दोले दमा में नुकरे थे पल पल पुछयास डोले डेलियास थे सुहागण देह. So this raises important philosophical question. Who are we when external source of our identity disappears? Her position, or Leela's position, honor and prestige collapse when her relationship with Chanesar collapses. The Beth therefore examines borrowed identity and social status. It is very much temporary. May I never become clear. Allah dai mathiyan, dai ho dukh dasan, no samo priyan, borai mein, bhalakaya. Shah is not condemning the intelligence itself. He is criticizing cleverness without wisdom. There is important distinction. Intelligence is ability to reason. Cleverness is ability to manipulate circumstances. Wisdom is understanding what is truly valuable. Leela's strategy is that she mistakes cleverness for wisdom. Her earlier cleverness produced loss. Her later simplicity and humility brings her closer to the truth. Pride in love. It is also not good woman to be proud in love. Chanesar se chaag mata ka mund kare. Chanesar se chaag mata ka mund kare jamu poe parudyo ta hiun mane maag. Damaryo duhag sigode swagani. Love without ego. Chanesar se chaag mata ka mund kare. तनेसर से चाह मता का मुंद करे कांद केंजो न वणे गीर बहंगा जे थिड़े थोरड़िया आए तो दोस्त दसाए दासड़ो. Leela's complete surrender. Then she comes to the surrender. Avagunu करे अपार तो दर आयस दासड़ा. Avagunu करे अपार तो दर आयस दासड़ा. I have made many mistakes, many wrongdoings, and now I have come at your doorstep. If you are becoming the angry with me, however, I have no place to stay there, to reside there. So she does complete surrender. At this point, the story moves beyond ordinary romantic love. Leela's return to Chanesar can be read symbolically as the soul's return to divine beloved. Kulshen Yarjuela Asuli. The vocabulary of fault, surrender, door, forgiveness, refuge has a strong spiritual resonance. The beloved as forgiver. जे मूं मूड़ी मत त तूं पाण सुञाणज सुपरी. If I was confused, recognize yourself. The beloved is now characterized by forgiveness and concealment of faults. The reason this resonates strongly with Sufi understanding of divine mercy and divine names associated with forgiveness, with compassion, with mercy, concealment of faults, acceptance of repentance. Thus, Tanesar gradually becomes more than a historical legendary lover, he becomes an image of the beloved. Never abandon hope. जे लीला आहे न लहे त पुण लीला आहे आसर म लाहे जो सजण बाजींदड़ लीला लीला आहे जो अथई माग मिनथ जो psychological journey of Leela. Leela's development can be mapped as love, Ralsanesa, desire, jewel, temptation, necklace, wrong choice, bargain, loss, separation, pain, the exile, self-awareness, remorse, humility, surrender, repentance, pleading, and hope brings mercy. This makes Sur Leela An a profound study of human psychology. And human psychology has many stages and steps. Symbolic structure of this sur is Leela represents the human self, vulnerable of desire, capable of error, but also capable of repentance. Chanesar represents the beloved, the object of genuine love, and at the Sufi level, the divine beloved. Kauru represents temptation and forces that exploit human weakness. Jewel or necklace represents worldly attraction, materialism, status, and desire. Separation represents the consequences of choosing appearances over reality. Repentance represents self-knowledge. Pleading represents spiritual longing and prayer. Forgiveness represents divine mercy. So Leela Chanesar loss, then awakening, then repentance, then love, then mercy. Modern relevance of this sur is very much pertinent, and sur remains remarkably relevant to the contemporary world of consumerism. The necklace can represent luxury goods, brands, and status symbols. Whatsoever attracts you, and you are throwing yourself to that attraction without considering any priority, that is fatal to human behavior, human inner self. Social media, external beauty, and curated appearances can replace genuine relationships. Relationships, trust can be damaged when the partner treats the relationship as secure and therefore takes it for granted. Ego, Leela's mistake resembles the modern belief, because this person loves me, they will always forgive me. Materialism, temporary objects can become more important than lasting human bonds. Mental health, the story also presents a movement from loss to the guilt to the rumination to self-awareness, then acceptance, then hope. Major philosophical questions raised in the Sur. Shalativ used the story to ask profound questions. What is truly valuable? Why do human beings desire what they do not possess? Why they are chasing those desires and wishes? Can material wealth provide emotional fulfillment? What is the difference between intelligence and wisdom? How does ego damages, damage love. Can suffering produce self-knowledge? Is repentance possible after a serious mistake? What is the relationship between love and humility? Why does human beings often recognize value only after losing it? Can human love become a metaphor for divine love? It can be a stair for divine love. The main bets of this sur can be can be cited as Mani Vidamat Same Hayana Har. Uh, it shuns desires and consequences. Chane Sarchorango Birango Bulokubio. True value versus superficial value. Mani te moji moody kai barak. Attachment and delusion. Tojo bayo har so suranjo sagdo. Material possession becoming a chain of suffering. Naki ho baudin. Love beyond external adornment. Vaderi Vyas Sanesarjera Rajame borrowed status and identity. That identity was not Leela's her own identity. That identity was because of Chanesar. Allah Dai Mathya, cleverness versus wisdom. Mosamu Priyan, Horaye mein Bhalakaya. Chanesar se chav mata ka munda kare. Love without arrogance. Avagun kure apar, to dara ayus dasada. Repentance, surrender, and forgiveness. The Leela hai na lai, tappuna Leela hai. Hope, prayer, and mercy. If we are concluding this whole discussion, we can say that Sur Leela Chanesar can ultimately be read on three interconnected levels. Folk level, it is the tragic love story of Leela and Chanesar. Secondly, at the psychological level, it is a study of desire, temptation, ego, wrong judgment, loss, remorse, and self realization. Third, at Sufi level, it becomes the journey of the soul. Material attachment, suffering, awakening, repentance, humility, divine love, and mercy. The necklace is not simply a necklace, it represents the moment when the temporary becomes more important than the eternal. That is the issue of prioritization. Chanesar is not merely a king. He represents the beloved whose value is discovered only after seeker realizes the poverty of worldly substitutes. It can be understood as human soul returning to the beloved after recognizing its own error as Leela has done in the last. The central message of the Sur can therefore be expressed in this one sentence that human beings often recognize the value of what is truly precious only after losing it. Wisdom lies in the recognizing that value before loss occurs. That is the message. Human beings recognize the value of truly precious things after losing those things. But wisdom requires that it must be recognized before losing them. And the final spiritual lesson of this sur is do not allow temporary desire to destroy lasting love. Do not allow temporary desire to destroy lasting love. When you err, abandon pride. Return with humility and never lose hope in mercy. So this is all message from Sur Leela, and that Leela Chanesar's main character is Leela, and that Leela was attached with a commitment to the Chanesar as her wife, and then she did a mistake and she thought that she would be more beautiful when she would put on necklace, and it was her mistake. And then after separation, she realized her mistake. She goes to the Chanesa, and at the last moment when she was leaving the Lihor for her parentage, she requests Chanesa for mercy. And in the last Y of this Sur, Shah Abdul Latif also gives that point that you must not abandon the hope, and ultimately you will win your objective. Thank you very much. You have watched me, and kindly share your feedback on this abstract of Sur Leela. Thank you.